What if I told you the most attractive men in the world aren't even the best looking? Now, before we go further, let me be clear. This video is not about sex. It's not about pickup lines or tricks to get women in your bed. This is deeper than that. It's about becoming the kind of man who can command attention, who can influence with presence, who can attract the right people, especially the right partner, without chasing, without begging, and clearly without pretending. Whether it's in your career, your relationships, or purpose, certain men walk into a room and everything changes. That's not about looks. That's what Robert Greene calls the art of seduction. And it's less about lust and more about magnetism. So in this video, I'm sharing 5 powerful seduction lessons directly from the book, combined with biblical principles and timeless masculine truth. If you apply these, you'll become unforgettable. So let's dive in. The first lesson: become the charismatic, the man with a mission. See, the law we're following here is that we need to create a cult-like following. People want to believe in something. Some men talk and nobody listens, but others, they walk in, speak calmly, and everyone locks in. That's the charismatic archetype. Charismatics don't try to seduce, they embody conviction. They speak about purpose, about vision, about something bigger than themselves. Think of Jesus. He didn't seduce with charm, he pulled crowds with purpose. Luke 2 verse 49 says, "I must be about my Father's business." And people were drawn to that. The clarity of mission made people follow him. Into deserts, across nations, people died for him. The question is, how do we use this? If you want to attract others, especially the right woman, not women, you must be going somewhere. Don't just have preferences, have principles. Don't just flirt, lead. Know where you're going and head only there. See, people follow men who walk in purpose. That's just it. The second lesson: master the power of absence. The law we're trying to apply here is that absence increases respect and honor. See, most guys today are too available. They're always texting, always posting, always chasing. But true seduction begins with distance. We already know that absence makes the heart grow fonder. Robert Greene says seductive people withdraw at the right moment because absence creates value. Even God sometimes goes silent, not to abandon us, but to awaken desire in us. When he hides his face, who then can behold him? Job 34 verse 29. Again, this is useless if you're not able to apply it. So what do we need to do? Don't always be accessible. Take space to build yourself and let people feel your absence. A man who's not always present becomes a man everyone wants more of, because there's clearly some value to you, if there is value to you. Lesson 3. Channel the rake with boundaries. The rake law, you see, it talks about lead the target to the conclusion you want. The rake is intensity incarnate. He makes people feel chosen. His seduction is emotional urgency. Like he has no time to waste. But here's the danger. Without boundaries, the rake becomes reckless. Think of Samson, a man whose passion destroyed his destiny. But then look at David, who after failure learned repentance and control. The lesson? Intensity must be direct, and it must be directed. When you speak to someone, really see them, compliment with sincerity, express desire without thirst. Don't be lukewarm, don't play it too safe, but at the same time, don't be vile. Be bold but anchored. There's a rake with spiritual weight. Lesson 4. Embody the dandy's freedom. You see, the dandy doesn't chase approval. He's stylish, unique, and walks in paradox. Masculine but playful, confident but unpredictable. He doesn't fit the mold, he bends it. Think of Joseph in the Bible. His coat of many colors wasn't just fashion, it was identity. He dreamt big, dressed boldly, and refused to shrink himself or his brothers. You have to get to a point where you're able to own your difference. If your vibe doesn't match what's popular, even better, don't dilute yourself. Don't blend in. Make people adjust to you. That unpredictability, that's what makes the dandy magnetic. Lesson 5. Control the flame. Discipline is desire refined. Mix pleasure with pain. That's the idea. See, most men either burn with desire or pretend they don't feel it. It's not about suppressing the flame, it's about controlling it. Fire can warm a home or burn it to the ground. It depends on who's holding the match. And that's what you have to keep at the back of your mind. You have to get to a point where you don't react to every craving. You don't chase every girl, you don't click every link, you don't follow every trend. When Jesus was in the wilderness, tempted by the enemy, he remained grounded in truth. He didn't act from impulse, he acted from identity. You order your steps in accordance with who you are. The man who has mastery over his urges becomes undeniably attractive because people can feel when you've conquered yourself and you start to own that kind of energy. See, these 5 lessons transform your present. You start to notice people leaning in, listening longer, respecting you deeper. But here's the catch. None of it works if your brain is fried from scrolling TikTok all day. I cannot stress this enough. If you can't even sit with your thoughts for 5 minutes, how can you become magnetic? If you can't sit in silence to grapple with the hard things of life, how do you draw others in? If that's you, then check out this next video. It's called The Evil Design of Social Media Algorithms. Click it now and start your social media detox. Let's get serious about who we're becoming. Maybe we can seduce a few people in the right way. Peace, love, and light, guys.